States.
Now, Wyatt goes to school. My son will be 2.5 in January. He's a bright kid. I mean, there's my kid. He's a bright kid. So he's been taking Spanish lessons for at least a year. And also he studies Mandarin Chinese. He goes to the Diller Quayle School of Music. And he has a gym deal he goes to. So he goes 5 days a week. So he interacts with children his age 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And he's fine. And in fact, we've got these glowing letters of recommendation from the Spanish folks and the Chinese folks that, you know, he is essentially their best and brightest little student, and he's enthusiastic, and he participates in the class stuff, and so, you know, armed with these letters of recommendation, his mom takes him over to this preschool interview yesterday. And they have 4 or 5 other mothers, and they're hideous little children, and they get them all together, and I guess the idea is to see how they interact with one another and let them play or whatever. And he walks in, and he won't, first of all, it's a day he decides, and he can put together sentences as well as I can. But this is the day he decides he's not going to talk to anybody. So he won't answer any questions. And the other little kids are all lovely little children, and so they're doing things like the teacher will say, "Well, what is that?" And all the little kids say, "Well, that's a pumpkin." Well, Wyatt looks at it and doesn't say anything. He knows what it is, but. And I told his mother, I said, you know, one of the problems that he doesn't have any common ground, I don't think. I don't know why he acted the way he did yesterday. It was inexplicable, but he's never watched any television. And when I say never, I mean never. So he's never seen Sesame Street, never seen any of this stuff. So he reads all of the time. And I've started him on his little computer now, so he does that with little, you know, the learning, whatever it is, has all of these CD-ROMs that we fool around with. Anyway, so they have a great school on the west side of Manhattan. So they have these little playrooms and stuff, and the kids are playing with Play-Doh and other junk. And so he decides that he finds out that they have a kitchen.
Yeah.
So while the other children are playing and interacting with one another, he goes into the kitchen and gets behind the refrigerator and drags out this pump that's got cobwebs all over it that he's managed to find, and takes it over and sticks it in, I think it's a fish tank. Was it a fish tank, or was it...
I don't know.
Did she explain it to you?
Yeah, well, it just was some kind of a tank about a foot deep of water up there.
And then somehow gets the pump to working, and is jacking the pump around, spraying water all over the room. And, you know, you're trying to get him...
Water's going on the ceiling.
Water's going on the ceiling. You know, and the other little children, they're all trying to... So and his mother doesn't want to say to him, well... Let's see what if he'll and you know, and he you know, I went to one of these interviews with him, and he was pretty good. He interacted with the other children. He only pushed one kid, and but now his mother doesn't hit me, and I don't hit his mother. So he's never seen anybody that I know of. Unless it's in the park or something with his nanny, but he's never seen anybody around the house act violent. So
obviously he hadn't seen it on television,
and he hasn't seen it on television. Yeah. So that's not an issue. Anyway, so there are some 5-year-olds playing out outside. That's what he wanted. He said he wanted to go out and do that. So they let him go out there, and he was fine with them, and he interacted well with them.
Yeah,
and he was kind of a novelty for them. They're all older and bigger than he is, and he's this little red-headed nitwit, and his mother dresses him like little Lord Fauntleroy, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, it hasn't gone well. He's not responsive to the teachers. He's not responsive to the headmistress. He's not responsive to, and you know,
he's pumped out the fish tank.
Yeah, and they've had to try to pry the pump away from him.
Yeah.
So they're getting ready to leave, and his mother just wants to get out of there. She's horrified and obviously humiliated. So, so the headmistress, they're, I guess, out in front of the school, she bends down, you know, he's 3 feet tall. Mm-hmm. She bends down to shake his little hand, and Wyatt punches her.
Oh, man. Where?
In the face.
Oh, my God. No.
No. So, and then...
This is the interview?
And then he turns around, he's going to get in the car with Brant, you know.
Yeah.
And he's screaming at the top of his voice.
Yeah.
He did get this from me. It's unfortunate. I'm not proud of this, but He did. He was screaming the F word and the S word just as loud as he possibly could.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Proud family.
But I mean, he's not. He doesn't ordinarily act that way. I mean, he's a great kid.
As he walks away.
He's a charming little child. He doesn't punch. I mean, he gets along with all these other. Well, I mean, the chances of him getting into this school are so nil that it's absurd. So I don't know whether why did he have a bad day? He seemed fine.
Maybe the AC in the limo wasn't.
I talked to him last night about it, and I said, "What?" I said,
"Let's review."
We were reading the little engine it could deal. I said, "Let me ask you something." I said, "Be as honest with me as much as you understand what I'm going to ask you. Try to." I said, "What was the problem? Did you not like the school, or you didn't like what?
The teacher,
or what was
headmistress, or whatever?"
He said, "No, it was fine." I said, "Well, why wouldn't we talk to the other children?" Lupica, did you ever have this happen? Here's Mike Lupica. Did you ever have this happen with your kids?
Well, I'll tell you, screaming the F word and punching the headmistress, well, in our family, that pretty much rules out early admission.
Well.
No, let's see. Last name Imus, very bright, has trouble in social situations. Let's see if we can put our heads together and figure out the root of the problem.
Nightmare.